op-ed that it was a request of the mayor, Correa, and the city, and yourself, to put that there. So did you approach the mayor with this concern,
Well,
or did the mayor talk to you about it?
I went to the mayor because I wanted to make sure that he would, that it was something that he would approve, because like I stated before, and I don't know whether it's because of how I stated it or what happened with the confusion, but I made sure that I came out publicly and made it very clear that I went to the mayor to make sure that he would support it, and I knew that my colleagues would support it, and I made a mistake, and I've taken action to correct the mistake that was made, and like I say, here we are just waiting for the monument to be moved.
Right,
There'll be
the break.
no cost to the city or
Yep.
no cost to the McGoverns.
Well, and that's a good thing. I had also spoken and did some research. That, and I can answer if there are some questions. Like I have questions, but I can answer some of them to the best of my ability. I don't know if you've ever seen this. This is in 1946. This was this is out of the city council, and it was ordered, and I have read this on the previous show, that it was ordered that the Public Works is authorized and directed to prepare plans and specifications for the construction of a green at the junction of South Main and Show Streets in honor of all the boys of the southern section of the city who served in the armed forces during World War II, and to be named David Miller Green. And it was adopted June 27th, 1946. So this was the first process of this whole David Miller Green and the that little portion of that area.
Yes. But see, on this here, when I had when I went over this, you can look at it a little differently, but it didn't give it said, at South Main and Show Street. But like I stated, I did not realize that the rock was the monument, the stone that was there. I thought that it was the front section or the back section, actually the north section of that land, because that is where the plaque was. So I felt that this here was that area, not the whole thing.
So what you're saying is you just think that little portion of where it was is what the green was?
Exactly. That's what I thought that was dedicated to Corporal Miller. But I made a mistake, and
it amazes me, and like I said, I mean, mistakes, are prone to happen. I mean, no one's perfect, like you said, and obviously, I'm a human being. I make mistakes myself. I'm not rendered as white as snow, and I'd be lying to you if I said I was. But in 1974, and this is the boulder that you were speaking about.
Yes.
Okay, and this was an article in 1974 that speaks about the David Miller Green, and it was actually done by
St. Patrick's Church.
Right.
Yeah,
And
which is my parish.
what they did was they etched in here his name, and that's what it was. But at that time, because of this resolution, and when it was adopted, do you think someone dropped the ball somewhere? Because it says that the Public Works Department was supposed to take care of that area. So do you think someone dropped the ball somewhere and just let it?
It's, I think out of this, it's a situation of a lot of people not realizing certain areas are dedicated to veterans, and the fact is they're not being taken care of. I think out of this something good has come out, because every week now the Herald News has one of the monuments in there and explains the whole dedication of the monument and all that, and I think that's good for all of us to know, and all of us to do everything we can. Now, can the city take care of them all? I think it's up to our veteran, the head of the veterans, to make sure that either they have someone in the city take care of it, or we can get volunteers. As long as I've lived down in the area, never have I ever seen a flag put there on Veterans Day. I've never seen that. Now that's neglecting my mind. Now I will make sure that there is a flag there, because I'm aware of it now. Before, I was not aware of that whole area being, or who should take care of it.
One thing that amazes me is one thing, Pat, and I cannot solely say that, okay, Pat, Council Casey, how come you didn't know about this? But an aspect is not, there's 9 people on the council, right? Correct?
Exactly.
Now, when you're ready to research a resolution or vote on a resolution, what happens? Aren't you supposed to do some research about that first? Or?
Well, I went through everything that before I put the resolution in. And like I say, I was under the impression that this area was not totally dedicated. I thought only part of it was. Now, when I put the resolution in, no one ever questioned me. I never did get a call from any veteran beforehand, because I would have just tabled it. I wouldn't have put it in, or if it had gone in, I would have tabled it and not taken any action to put the monument there until I got all the information that was, being told to me. Then I would have gone into, making sure that that whole area was either, if it was dedicated to Corporal Miller, which it is, I would have found that out and I would have stopped it. Okay. But none of my colleagues questioned it because they were under the same impression.
See, what amazes me is I'm 31 years old, okay, and I'm a retired policeman in the city, and I worked that area for a long time. That's Sector 9.
South End, is that right? That's my sector.
Right, and I've worked there, and I spoke to you a couple times. I may look a little different now, but I spoke to you a couple times, and I know your family, and I know your son, who's worked for the police department under the light department.
That's my nephew.
Right, your nephew. I'm sorry, and now he's working, I think, in another division or something, from what I heard. But just some of the quotes that the newspaper had put in there that it made, and that's why I really wanted to get you on the show, was to see whose idea was it. Was it Council Casey's? Was it the mayor's idea? Are you taking the rap for the mayor now? Is the mayor?
I've made it very, very clear. I was the one that put the resolution in. I went to the mayor before I put the resolution in to make sure that he would support it, so that, like anything, if I put it in and he didn't support it, I would feel very, very embarrassed to the family of McGovern's for putting it in without it knowing that I had the support.
Because in that December 17th article, there's just a little quote in here, and this is the Herald News. And then they had said that when they pressed you about the idea about the McGovern Monument, that you had quoted that it came from Mayor Correa. He mentioned it to you, and you were all for it. Because you knew Paul McGovern so well and his help with the families.
The thing is, when I went to the mayor to get support, now speaking with the Herald News, I told him that I had gone to the mayor and we worked on it together, meaning that when I went to him to see if he would support it.
Okay.
And I made it very clear to them. I've made it very clear to everyone. And now I think that as it's being addressed and the monument is being moved, I think it's something that I hate saying the same thing over and again.
Yeah, well, I understand.
I made a mistake, and I've tried to do the right area.
If you're making the mistake, I can totally understand that you're making you're taking the whole rap for this thing.
Because I put it in.
But I understand that. But when I looked at the quote, it says that when you had quoted it, you said that the mayor.
I think that was maybe a misunderstanding between me and the reporter, but
I
made it very clear that I went to the mayor and spoke to him so that I would make sure that I had his support.
Well, and that was one of the issues that I had. I'm like, and then in the next article on the 18th, the McGovern family had decided, hey, look, and kudos to the McGovern family to say, we're sorry, and it bothered me as long as with other people that have posted. I showed you the posts that people were concerned about. And some people wanted to go national with this thing. And I said, whoa, this is a big, big issue here. They wanted to call ABC, and they wanted to call, one had said they wanted to call Larry King Live, and it was just crazy to bring this kind of attention, and until we could find out what was going on.
And the hurtfulness to the McGovern's family, because it did certainly hurt the mom.
Well, and I also, I love the McGovern family. I mean, I eat at their restaurant all the time, and I know the McGoverns are decent people, and it just, and I'm glad that yesterday this resolution, to change it